Let's not work in silos, let's open up, let's work with everyone, let's be agnostic of technologies, but if you want the big thing to happen, we need to all work together.
Hey folks, Flo here with Blockchain North. We're still at Futurist 2023. I'm here with Michael Amar, who's the founder and chair of the Paris Blockchain Week. Why don't you introduce yourself in 30 seconds or less?
Yeah, sure, I'm an entrepreneur and an investor in digital space, and I've created the Paris Blockchain Week back in 2019.
Okay, so 3 years already. What has been your experience so far?
It's pretty amazing. We started with 1,700 people, just as a project, and last edition we held it at the Louvre Museum with 8,500 people and all the major people from the industry.
Even bigger than Futurist, but Futurist is still growing. Maybe some collaboration opportunities, by the way.
Yeah,
what are you doing here?
Yeah, talking with Tracy and a few of our partners.
Very nice. Okay, let's get into the meat of things a little bit. The meat of things. So one of the last things I remember from France as it relates to blockchain is Macron's statement around him having some kind of a vision for the metaverse. Can you fill us in a little bit and tell us what does that mean for blockchain in France?
Yeah, actually, we're pretty good with blockchain in France. So on one hand, we have some unicorns, right? The Ledger of this world, or the So Rare, or Sandbox, our French companies, and amazing technologists, right? You have engineers at the top of most blockchain companies, at the top of the CTOs or close to the CTO. And we also have corporates who are heavily going inside, right? So either using it as a traceability or identity topic. And then in the terms of regulation, we have an amazing new law, which is the PSAN. It's basically a license from the French SEC called the AMF that authorizes anyone to will comply to the license to sell crypto and to hold crypto for mainstream users. So if you think about it, the Binance headquarters is based in Paris, Crypto.com, European headquarters is based in Paris, OKX based in Paris, and we have like 20 like them.
That's really incredible. Would you say France is like the hub in Europe? I mean, obviously a lot of people talk about the UK as well.
I think UK is more towards finance and DeFi, pretty good with that. But if you take more broadly between NFTs, it's very heavily towards luxury market, and we're pretty good with that in France, or fashion industry, art also, and actually the engineers. So I think it's the main hub in Paris. But our conference, Paris Blockchain Week, is really for all over the world. People are coming from 60 plus countries, and France is only like 15% of it.
Well, that's a very good description. Now, I'm French, by the way, half French, and I love Paris, of course. Paris is known around the world for fashion. France is known for its art and its culture. Does that, in a way, favor France for the development of maybe things like NFTs?
Yeah, really. I would think that if you take the top 100 fashion luxury brands, I would say 80 or 90 of them have a Web3 project, right? So it's pretty, top of mind, and it's not, proof of concept. It's really going to the board of directors discussion. There's a senior manager handling it, and they have a long-term vision, not a quick NFT drop and bye-bye.
Oh, that's really nice to hear. Yeah, for sure. So again, what are you doing here? Like, what is the relationship, I guess, between France and Canada in blockchain, and between the Paris Blockchain Week and events like Futurist?
Yeah. So I looked at the data, and actually we didn't see much Canadians. So we want to see more of you guys coming to the conference. So here to establish partnerships and meet some of our existing partners or future partners. But really, I think we should all help out each other. And so I've met with the organizer here, and I think we're going to do things in the future together.
You know what I'm really curious about is to know what is the perception of Canada's blockchain space in France, if any, if at all.
I think it's seen as some hardcore people, right, from the industry. It's the way it's seen. It's more a B2C-ish market than France, which is more towards the corporates. So they're looking at it with interest. And with what's happening in the US, you need to look at what's happening in Canada.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, one thing that Canadians are quite proud of in this space is, that Ethereum was founded nearby here in Waterloo, first Bitcoin ETMs, first Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, et cetera, et cetera. Do you think those innovations are recognized in places like France? Do people, at least within blockchain, know that and recognize that, or has it been forgotten?
No, I think it's present. It's prevalent in people's mind. Totally. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's what we want to hear. Now, looking a little bit about the future, where are we now in the blockchain sort of life cycle in your view? And what do the next, let's say, 2-3 years, I think anything longer is too far out, what does that look like?
So it's very interesting because when FTX happened, nobody was picking up the phone when our team was calling the partners. Blockchain was dead, right? But when you think about it, what's next is usage, right? We need, all those companies that raise money with ICOs since 2017. So when you think about it, what's the usage? There have been some usage with NFTs, right? It was a use case with volumes. But now, what do we have? So really, we have to focus there. I think, whether we like it or not, we need the big guys, right? The big tech companies, the big corporates, because they have the user base that will allow us to find, the usage of the blockchains that we're working on.
So BlackRock is really good news.
Yeah, I think we need to focus on opening up this kind of conferences to the corporates, to the traditional finance guys, and try to work together to make Web3 happen.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So again, looking a little bit into the future, I'm wondering, can you make any predictions about Bitcoin, about crypto? It doesn't have to be a price, but anything that you have high conviction, you're really sure that that's what's going to happen.
I just say the 4 words: hodl. That's it.
Nice and easy. Say no more. Now, Paris. I was going to say Paris Fashion Week. The Paris Blockchain Week was in March. I think next year it's in April.
Yeah.
What are your takeaways from this year, and what can we expect next year?
Yeah. So again, at the Louvre Museum. So, I can't think of a better place to talk about Web3 innovation creation. 10,000 people, and a full week of event. There's 1 day for startups to raise money. There's a hackathon over the weekend. There's 3 days of conference. There's 1 dedicated to fundraising. There will be a networking hall where you can do very high-level meetings that will be prepared in advance. It's going to be full of use cases and a lot of traditional corporates also coming in.
Okay, well, look, this is all very exciting. To wrap us up, what would be your final message to the blockchain community here in Canada in, let's say, 30 seconds?
Yeah, let's not work in silos. Let's open up. Let's work with everyone. Let's be agnostic of technologies. But if we want, the big thing to happen, we need to all work together.
Beautiful. It is true, though. That's such an important message. I hope our viewers, hear that and receive that. We need to collaborate within Canada as well as internationally. I support this message. Thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you.